I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me... Loki?
Loki. That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that to her people.
But why?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Captain Kuba here, and today I'm gonna discuss with you something huge I just realized. Well, this video was actually recorded a month ago, but I thought it was a good idea to schedule it while I'm on vacation with Konaruki. In any case, I'm here to discuss something really important. I believe I have found proof that Loki, aka Atreus, has traveled to the past already. The other day while playing side missions in Spider-Man Miles Morales, I was listening to all the God of War Lost pages again. If you don't remember what the Lost pages are, I don't blame you. They were usually 10-minute long videos discussing the backstory of God of War, followed by an interview with a developer from Santa Monica Studios. These videos were uploaded to YouTube in order to create hype around their unreleased God of War game, and boy did they succeed. Needless to say, these videos were uploaded more than 3 years ago, and I completely forgot what they were about. And to my surprise, they revealed something really interesting regarding Loki. But before I tell you, let me remind you how Thor's hammer was created in actual Norse mythology. According to the Pro Siddhas, Loki was feeling mischievous and decided to cut Sif's hair, that's Thor's wife. This didn't go over very well with the Thunder God, so he threatened to kill Loki. Loki begged the Thunder God to allow him to replace Sif's hair with essentially a better looking wig, so he went to the brothers Brock and Sindri for such work. The brothers agreed, but Loki taunted them, saying that he was sure the brothers could never forge 3 new creations equal to those the sons of Ivaldi had fashioned. In fact, he even bet his own head on their lack of ability. So in order to win his bet, Loki shapeshifted into a fly to sting the brothers as they work. When the brothers were working on Mjolnir, Loki stung Brock on his eyelid, preventing him to see while he worked. As a result, Mjolnir's handle came out shorter than what the brothers had intended. This is by far one of the most memorable stories in Norse mythology. But for the most part, Santa Monica doesn't really follow these stories 100%. They always add a twist to it. For example, in Greek mythology, Atlas was punished by Zeus to hold the world. Santa Monica Studios took that story and made Kratos the reason why Atlas is in such a predicament. There's a lot of examples such as these that I simply don't have the time to go into. Now, up until yesterday, I thought Santa Monica had done the same thing with the backstory of Mjolnir's creation. In the game, Brock and Sindri never tell the story of how the weapon was created. They simply state that they did so I just assumed the story was completely different from Norse mythology. But what if I tell you that this is actually not the case? When listening to the Lost pages, I came across the story of how Mjolnir was created. Enjoy.
Though he could not help but recall, decades before, as the brothers worked to forge the mighty hammer Mjolnir, 3 times did a menacing gadfly bite Brock in an attempt to derail him from their purpose. The 3rd bite was to his eye, and, blinded by his own blood, Brock momentarily missed the rhythmic flip of his tongs as Sindri hammered. It was enough to deform their careful design. Thereafter, the handle of Mjolnir was foreshortened, a defect never forgiven, but over time forgotten, by the arrogant Aesir gods who received this epic gift.
Even though the narrator never confirms who's the fly that stings Brock's eye, we can safely assume that it was Loki, just like it happens in the mythology. Now, the reason this is really important is because according to the timeline in God of War lore and legends, Loki was born 187 years after the creation of Mjolnir. So how is it possible that he was bothering Brock while he worked on Mjolnir? Well, this is where time travel comes in. I theorized the Atreus who goes back in time is the one from God of War Ragnarok, because this Atreus will most likely be able to shapeshift into animals such as a fly. Now, the reason why he's going back in time is to prevent Brock from creating Mjolnir, a weapon that would later kill many giants. Obviously, Loki did not succeed all the way, because Mjolnir is still a part of the timeline. However, due to his interference, Mjolnir's handle came out shorter, and as a result the weapon is not as powerful as it should have been. It's very obvious to me that time traveling will be something Kratos and Atreus will do a lot in the next game. What if there's an actual room like the one from God of War 2 that allows you to go into different events in God of War history? The PlayStation 5 would certainly be able to process that kind of workload. In any case, I'm just really excited about God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, it's true that time travel is an overused plot device in movies and games, but Cory Barlog is cooking something very tasty with this game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. With that said, let me know what you thought about this discovery, and what other past events would you like Atreus to travel to. As always, I want to thank all of my members for their continued support of the channel. People like Dromero, Iverson, and Davy Jones, to name a few, are the reason I'm able to stay home and work in these videos. I would also like to thank all of my loyal subscribers for liking and sharing my videos. This channel would be nothing without you guys. And as always, remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.